And I'm here with the head coach for Indian Valley High School, Mr. Matt Lancaster. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join me ahead of this week's game. I mean, you guys are at 1-1 on the season right now, coming off of the game up against Roosevelt High School over in Janaden. Kind of take me through where you think the Braves are right now as a team, even though we're still very early on in this high school season.
I'm pleased with how this team's developing so far, and I think this is the toughest schedule-wise we've had to start a season probably since I've been here. 2019 would have been a close comparison, but starting off with a very good Beaver local team, who we expect to be very good team this year, and gave us everything we could handle. And then Roosevelt, essentially a Division I school in Washington D.C., with talent that we're not used to seeing. And they were good. They were good. So it'll make us a lot better. They had a number of kids that have D1 offers. We've never had a Division I kid. So we competed and we had a chance to win with 4 minutes left. We still had the lead, and we just didn't finish. So that game will make us better. And I told the kids, that's why we're scheduling tough with the playoffs expanded to make us better for down the road. Make us better for our league play and make us better down the road. And obviously, we got another really tough test. The tests just get tougher with Dover coming up this week. So we're excited for the challenge, and we know these games make us better down the road.
Well, Coach, I was about to say, you guys ended up at a 22-17 final against Roosevelt, a tough fourth quarter there, hard-fought fourth quarter. And when you see some of the guys, especially on your offense right now, you kind of have a lot of guys returning. Obviously, Gavin Henry has been a big part of your offense. You also have returners like Brogan Bircher, Colton Thomas, and Tanya McComb among them. I mean, where do you see those guys right now? Because a lot of them are not seniors. I mean, Brogan is one of them for sure, but a lot of them coming up from sophomores to the junior class, and they're really the leaders of the team right now.
Yeah, we're still a young team, not a whole lot of seniors on this team. Great leadership from the seniors that we do have. Our senior captains have done a tremendous job leadership-wise so far. But as you said, and you left one out, our quarterback, Sam Carter, is still a junior as well. So we feel that we've got, multiple guys at the skill positions that, are contributing, which hopefully allows a defense not to be able to key in on any one guy. So and freshman Grady Kinsey is starting for us. And he's getting a lot of touches. He rushed for over 100 yards in the first game with Beaver. Him and Gavin both had 100. And Sam's doing a nice job of running the offense. So, as you said, we still got some young guys that are playing that we'll have back next year. But everybody's contributing. We're able to spread the ball out, to a lot of different kids.
I'm happy you mentioned Sam because he has been kind of a primary part of your quarterbacking system this year. What was it about him heading into not only the preseason and training camp, but also the summer that kind of made you think this can be our guy for a good portion of this upcoming year?
Well, he started last year, so we kind of knew he was going to be the guy. Although we wanted to get depth so that we could use him a little bit differently this year, and we've done that with Colton Thomas and Sam Carter. If need be, can come in and quarterback. But Sam, hasn't done anything to give up any of the reps that he's gotten. He plays with a lot of poise, and he leads with character, and we really focused on him this year. I've talked to Sam about not trying to do too much because as a sophomore quarterback last year, sometimes he would try to make plays that weren't there that would get us in trouble and lead to turnover in some key situations. So far, he's done a pretty good job at that, making good decisions of letting the offense live to fight another day. If the defense makes a good play and they're there, sometimes taking a sack, sometimes throwing it away. So he's grown up a lot, and he can do some things with his arm and his feet that can put a defense in a tough spot.
Well, Coach, obviously you play in one of the most competitive parts of the area. The IVC South is stacked with a lot of very competitive schools. You mentioned ones like Garaway, Ridgewood, and Sandy Valley even. Where do you see your team alongside many of them in the division, and what do you believe is the biggest factor into what could, for your guys' sake, potentially be a Braves IVC South win down later in the year?
Well, we obviously take it one game at a time, and our goals go 1-0 each week. And we haven't really talked about that. Well, obviously, we talk about it in the off season of what we expect league wise and leading up to season a little bit. But obviously, Garraway is got a lot of talent left. They're going to be really good. We know that. We played them in a really tight game last year, and they got essentially everybody back. So we expect to compete in that game and hopefully come away with the win. Ridgewood, I know they lost a lot, but they're well coached and they're Ridgewood football, so they just reload, and it sounds like they have, and Sandy Valley, always a competitive game. I know Tusky Valley's gotten better, and it looks like Claymont's gotten better as well. So as you said, it's going to be a challenge week in and week out in the IVC South.
Well, Coach, this week is going to be a considerable test for you guys going into Crater Stadium to face off with the the Crimson Tornadoes, rather. So when you look at this matchup heading in, is there any specific things you're telling your guys in practice to really focus on or to prepare for, or is it kind of just the similar touch points as you would with any other team going into a Friday matchup?
It's similar to other teams. Obviously, we know the test that's before us. We scheduled this game, to test our program and see where we're at. We know what we get. A little bit more so than other teams with Dover is we've stressed to the kids that this team is not going to hurt themselves. They don't make mistakes, the penalty wise and turnovers and things like that. They are so fundamentally sound, so well coached. Coach Hiff's been there obviously for a long time and just does a tremendous job, his whole coaching staff. So they're not hurt themselves. So we've got to execute on our end. They're a little bit different Dover team this year, a little more run heavy, and they've got an offensive line that is, really, really good. And their backs run hard. Quarterback does a good job of running the offense, and their defense is stout and solid across the board. So we're gonna have to execute well, and play really well in order to be able to come out ahead.
You mentioned that defense so far this year. Dover a combined 13 points allowed in the first two games. So when you look at your offensive players, is the attack? Is there a specific way you guys would plan to attack the Tornado defense, or is it just trying to find a balance of the pass and the run?
Well, I think he's trying to find a balance, and we've done a little bit better job of that. Typically in the past, Indy Valley's been known for run game 95% of the time we're running the ball. We've tried to open it up a little bit, more this year to take some of that pressure off of our offensive line with a smaller, more athletic offensive line this year. So we're going to have to keep a good balance. We're not going to be able to just line up and run it down their throats. They're going to be bigger than us across the board. Their linebackers are really good. They're just a solid defense across the board. So we got to see what they're giving us and try to take what they're giving us and hopefully, leave it up to our kids to make some plays, put them in good positions, and hopefully they make some plays.
Well, Coach Matt Lancaster, thank you so much for taking the time to join me on the Big Time Sports Podcast show. Obviously, BTS will be there on Friday night to see your Braves take on the Crimson Tornadoes. Can't wait to see that game and wish you the best of luck.
Sounds good, Mitch. Thanks a lot for having me on.